Hey, it's Eric here, and I've got a 1953 Ford F100 short bed truck. One of my new arrivals that I'm putting up this week. Just trying to get some stuff out there. I've had lots of phone calls with people saying, hey, where's you guys' inventory? We're just shopping for vehicles. So just picked this one up. Guy in the Air Force had it for a while and took good care of it. It's got a 327 V8 with the automatic transmission. Take it for a quick drive. Manual steering and manual brakes. It steers down the road pretty good. All the gauges are working. Got an aftermarket steering wheel on it. It's not my favorite aftermarket gauges, but at least they're all working. Actually, I'm not sure if the fuel gauge is working or not. I didn't put enough, probably didn't put enough gas in it to get it to go. I only put about 2 gallons in it. Since we ship almost everything we sell, the shippers have consistently requested that we not put too much gas in these vehicles before we sell them. Here, hold up for me. Buttons. See if I can get around here in the shade a little bit. Thank you, sir. My little brother riding with me today for the first time. I love the old school sound of the exhaust. Really one of my favorite exhaust sounds. Open the hood with one hand. And they had the nice sounding engine. It's got a high-rise intake and the new Edelbrock. I'm gonna shut it off so we can hear a little bit better. A clean little engine detail. So one of the things I'm doing today that I've actually haven't done in a really long time is I'm just doing new arrival listings. So normally what we would do, for example, on a truck like this is do a perfect detail under the hood, tear the engine down, you know, do a tune-up, all that stuff. I've got some engine dress kits that I use that look really, really nice. We buy them on eBay. They're about 200 bucks, maybe a little less. Sometimes you get them on sale. So anyways, typically that's what I would do, is kind of go through the truck, you know, clean up some of the flaking paint, you know, little things like that. Just what a lot of guys call lipstick and rouge. There's a little spots there. But the reality is that we've got 7 vehicles at the shop right now. I've got another one coming, 2 more coming later today. And we just don't have time. I don't have the manpower to detail every vehicle. So not only that, just right now with the way this classic car market is, everybody's asking, hey, look, people are looking for projects. I'm getting more and more guys telling me they don't want us to do things for them. This is the whole reason why they're asking us, you know, for stuff that just got, you know, put up, is, you know, so they can be the guys who go and do these little things like I just mentioned. So this body on this truck has got it's actually pretty straight overall. It's got dings, dents, scratches, nicks and stuff here and there on it. There's a little stuff there. It's just been a driver. It's been kept in the garage where the kids have, you know, hit it with the bicycle a couple times, little things like that. But overall, it's straight. And one of the things a lot of my customers are doing is what I call it going backwards with a vehicle. So instead of trying to repaint this truck, which actually, quite frankly, the body's straight enough, you could probably pay somebody, like I got some guys that I pay to walk around a truck like this and do all the touch up for like $500-700 bucks and make it look clean. Or even for $1,000 would be worth it probably to just keep it shiny, because it's actually really clean, shiny, straight body and all that stuff. But what I say, when I say going backwards, a lot of my guys, they're coming around and they're hitting this thing with a DA and sanding through it and making more of that kind of patinaed look. And then you know, it's all labor. But even as I'm saying that, kind of like thinking out loud, you know how you think out loud, then you catch yourself in a thought. Quite frankly, I think the body on this truck is nice enough that it merits, if you wanted to, it would be easily to merit a nicer, you know, finishing off of the paint job. So little things like, you know, when you open the doors and it's just paint peeling and stuff like that. So what we call a scuff and shoot, maybe even. But windows roll up and down easy. All the glass is good. Actually, I did notice that this was, sometimes these get hung up on the door handle. So actually that one is getting hung up on the door handle there. So there you go. There's an example of a new arrival. I just didn't have time to do that. Something else I probably would have done to this truck is take this steering wheel off. I think it's ugly as hell. That's just my opinion. But whoever put it on there thought it was a good idea. I'd probably put an original steering wheel back on it. The other thing I'd do is I'd put the shifter back on this, and I'd make the automatic shifter linkage right here. Keep it kind of a little bit more original. But even that being said, you know, people like these kind of shop truck kind of things, and that's the idea behind a truck like this, putting the newer gauges in it and doing some little things. So, well, beauty's in the eye of the beer holder, as they say. So, floor pans are in great shape. Overall, it's a solid truck. A little tear there on the side. The seat itself is actually in good shape. Another thing I was going to do is put carpet in it. And, you know, same thing. Why am I going to do all this stuff? I'm gonna let you do it. I'm going to sell it to you a little bit cheaper, or maybe a lot cheaper. Bedwood back here in fine shape. It's a good driving truck. It's got plenty of power. 327 with that high rise and new Edelbrock on it. Just very reliable. Letting the camera adjust there. I can tell they put this diamond plate here because there's some rust under here. I would probably fix that or order some new step sides if it was my truck. I don't like the diamond plate personally. There is a lot of surface rust underneath this truck, but it's solid. And I don't see any rust holes. Just, you know, that's old right there, for example. That's old undercoating from the factory years ago. It's peeling off. And in some ways that doesn't bother me because it shows me the originality. So, exhaust sounds good. You know, the old school, those are really old. I mean, you can see how old and rusty they are. Old cherry bombs, little 1 7/8 exhaust. And that's what actually, even though this is a 327, which you could put a 2.5 or 2 3/4 exhaust on it and make it roar like a lion, it's actually the reason why it's got those, that it's actually kind of got a classic flathead sound. If you heard the engine running earlier, it really has a classic 50s engine sound because of the smaller exhaust. It's kind of funny though. I would almost say it's under exhaust piped for the power of the engine and the intake and everything. But same on this side. Step up's got a few little spots of rust. There's one bigger one right there. They make these in fiberglass replacements and steel replacements, so they're not super expensive. New battery box, the custom strap. I'm joking, that's a pretty common sight on these old things. Really nice wheels. They're not my flavor for this truck, but I've showed this truck in pictures to a couple of my buddies at car shows, and they're like, oh man, those wheels look amazing. I mean, they're really nice. They're basically brand new wheels and tires. What are they, to 20-inch wheels? And I mean, they look cool. It's not my flavor. I'm an original wheel kind of guy, but that being said, you may really love these. Well, there you have it. It's a 19, and this is also an original V8. It's titled as a 1953. One thing that threw me off a little bit, and I don't know if somebody changed it years ago or what, a 1953 actually would have been the one year that the fuel tank would have been down here. Not the filler neck would have been down there and not up here. So I couldn't say for sure. I think even though even the VIN number, I believe, is identifying it as a 3. So maybe somebody changed the fuel tank out years ago and put it back up here. That doesn't look like an original style fuel tank. It looks like an aftermarket one. I can't tell for sure. Maybe it is. Somebody may have pulled the fuel tank out of a 55 and put it in here. But anyways, I thought I'd just point that out because I do know I'll get phone calls from people saying, you know the difference between the 53, and I do. So, but it's titled as a 53. So there you have it. PeachureClassicCars.com. Give us a call.